launch of more affordable electric vehicles during the Indonesia International Auto Show GIIAS 2025 held in BSD City, Banten recently is expected to further boost the EV sales in Indonesia, which have continued to show a significant growth during the past few years.
Chinese EV makers dominated the exhibition of the electric cars in the annual car show, which was officially opened by Minister of Industry Agus Gumiwang Kartasasmita recently. BYD, Jetour, Chery, Xpeng, and several other EV makers displayed their new brands in the country's largest auto exhibition, which was held from July the 4th to August the 3rd. The BYD Auto One made its debut in the exhibition, available in two variants. The Auto One range starts with a price tag of just 195 million rupiah, or about $12,185, among the lowest in the EV segment. The debut of the new BYD brand has triggered a fiercer competition, as other EV makers have offered special discount to be able to compete in the same market segment. The presence of Auto One marked its debut in Southeast Asia. It comes with two variants, Dynamic and Premium, said BYD Indonesia Operations Director Nathan Sun, as quoted by CNBC Indonesia as saying, "The debut of Auto One does not only bring a strong competition to other electric cars in the same segment, but also the country's most popular low-cost green cars, which have dominated the country's auto market for years." GIIAS Distribution Indonesia, the official distributor of bike vehicles in Indonesia, also released the BJ30 hybrid car, an SUV which is also the first bike BJ30 right-hand drive model in the world. While other Chinese EV maker Chery also launched two new Tiggo Cross variants, the Tiggo Cross Sports and Tiggo Cross CHS, which also carries a price tag of 319.8 million rupiah. At least 60 global car brands, including passenger vehicles, commercial vehicles, and motorcycles, took part in the GIIAS exhibitions, which will also be held in various cities, including Surabaya, Semarang, Bandung, and Makassar, from August to November this year. Electric car sales continue to show significant growth this year, despite the generally sluggish automotive market in Indonesia. According to data from the Association of Indonesian Automotive Industries, or GIIAS, national wholesale sales factory to dealer of electric cars almost tripled to 35,749 units in the first semester of this year, from 11,940 units in the same period 2024. Chinese EV brands continue to dominate the sales during the 6-month period this year. According to GIIAS data, the best-selling electric vehicles including BYD M6, Chery J6, BYD Seal, BYD Auto 3, and Wuling Bingwo EV. Although the broader car market in Indonesia remains sluggish due to high financing costs and decline in the people's purchasing power, the EV market segment is expected to further grow, as the downward trend in prices would make electric cars more affordable for the middle class. With the government's consistency in supporting the EV market, the EV share of total passenger vehicle sales in Indonesia, the government is optimistic that EV shares, which reached 15% in 2024, would meet the 29% target by 2030.
Chinese electric car producers unveiled their new brands during the Indonesia International Auto Show GIIAS 2025 held in BSD City, Banten recently. Their entrance in the Indonesian EV market has further intensified the competition among EV producers. Our guest today, Ahmad Rofiqi, Vice Chairman of Indonesian Electric Vehicle Association Periklindo. He will talk about the recent trend in the country's EV market segment. Hello, Pak Rofiqi. Thank you very much for being with us today.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so the sales of electric vehicles rose more than 150% last year amid the entry of more affordable brands into the country. What is the latest trend in electric car sales in Indonesia this year?
Okay, so if we talk about the EV sales in Indonesia in the first semester in 2025, now I think the number is already reaching more than 35,000 units in Indonesia, despite of the, more EV brand from China is coming and more affordable price that they're proposing to the customers. But for the market itself, it's, Indonesian still the leading model is the low MPV one with a 7-seater SUV or MPV. So Indonesian people tend to have a bigger car to get more people. So I think this model still will rise again until end of this year for the models. Yeah.
Okay, so what are the main factors driving this increase in electric car sales so far?
Okay, first, of course, is the more option in the market itself now. And, the trend is for EV is becoming not the first car. The trend is like for the second car or the third car for the customers. So this is a very price-sensitive market. When the people tend to try to have try this EV, they will, proposing adjusting with the budget itself. So this is that's why this market is very price-sensitive. And then also, it's depending on the regional policy. Like in Jakarta, we have this odd and even policy, which is for EV. It doesn't have to be like that. So that's why people buy EV as their second car, that to be used every day in their daily activities. And also the valuation of the gasoline is very fluctuative during these several months, sometimes up, sometimes down. It's also affecting people's operational costs. Okay, and then of the policy, I think if like more regional, like in other province, copied in Jakarta's policy, I think it will be rise more for the sales in EV in Indonesia.
I see. So because we know now that more affordable brands are coming into Indonesia and also more choices in terms of technology and brands, so do you think it's also going to boost the sales for EV?
Yeah, there's a nice to have things about this advantage of the EVs compared to ICEs, but mostly, well, as I said earlier, price sensitive market because people try to move from ICE to EV. This is like the first phase, like the first one is the educational phase that people are already educated about this EV. Now they're gonna try it. After they try it, the next part is the promotional, like mouth to mouth, and then the experience. After the experience about the tax is very low, the policies, it's same like the motorcycle. If you have a 4-wheeler cars for EV, I think for each year the annual tax is less than 500,000. It's very cheap, okay? And also about the operational costs. You don't have to buy gasoline every day. You shift to the electric bills, which is very cheap. And about the maintenance cost, it's also very cheap. No oil, no sparks, so it will be cheaper for the user for using the EV in daily activities compared to ICEs.
Okay, so the price is probably the primary things that people will consider when they're buying electric vehicles. Yes. Okay, so several new EV brands were displayed in the Indonesia International Auto Show GIIAS recently with more affordable prices. Yeah. The entry of the new brands has led to a price war among Chinese EV makers. Does it mean that electric vehicles are getting cheaper now?
No, we have to understand that this is like a marketing strategy, when a new player comes with new price, the competitor doesn't know which price they're gonna put in the terms of the market price. And usually when the manufacturer have so many stocks and the marketing team need to find out how to release this stock, first thing mostly they use like for the fleet sales. They try to find a bulk sales in terms of this EV. And the next one, discount, of course. And this is, I think this will not be the full effect because this only like for 11 days exhibitions. During the exhibition, yes, there will be a price war, but after that, it will be like a temporary type of marketing tools, how to create the price war that they have here. But actually, it won't last long because, we have to also concern about the initial buyer that's already buy with the price when they come in the first time. I think the gap is already between more than 100 million. There's going to be, some protests coming from the earlier buyers, and that's going to be the homework for the manufacturer, how to give like more benefit to these early stage users. Yeah.
Okay, so it's only temporary.
Should be. Yeah.
Okay, so today the electric car market is still dominated by battery-powered electric cars from China. Yeah. What are the best-selling EV brands in Indonesia at present?
Yeah. I think we have to look at the Indonesian culture. As I said, they tend to have this third row cars, which is like maybe if you only have two kids, only like 5-seater cars, okay. But we tend to buy bigger car, the 7-seater car. Nice to have when you get more colleagues, more
relatives,
relatives to come.
and
Yes, that's. I think now they have like the low MPV with like below 400 million for EVs, and also luxury MPV still below 1 billion. If we compare to IC, it's also quite very high gap, and also they have the SUVs. Also have the third row. So I think this model that will be the most choice from the Indonesian customers, if we look at the Indonesian culture itself, that they have like 3-seaters for 7-seater passengers. Yeah.
Okay. Why do non-Chinese EV brands such as from Japan or Europe lack interest from local buyers?
Okay. As I mentioned earlier about the price first, this is very
Price.
sensitive. And
Okay.
also, if we compare it, maybe the non-Chinese brand, the price will be like twice or maybe 3 times.
But in terms
higher.
of technology?
Technology, it's not that really differentiate because like the ADAS, the self-driving things also have in each model. They have, it depends on the ecosystem of the country itself that can use it. And for others, I think the same, only like about the battery technology. Chinese have so many battery cells company that's also affected, but the price itself. While this non-Chinese manufacturer, they tend to go with their local country, like in the Germans, they have like a BASF battery cells, which is the price is very high. I think this also affected the price in each car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, in your opinion, what are the obstacles and challenges to further boost electric car sales in the future?
Yeah, I think for the next time in the future, I think after the education is already fulfilled, the nationwide Indonesia, I think for the non-Chinese brand like Japan and European brand will be rise altogether, because now people still look for the price, and then after that, when we have this target that zero emission in 2060, and we hope at that time that this brand is not going to be an obstacle when people want to buy something, they don't care about the brand, it's EV, because the government won't sell anymore about the IC. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Ahmad Rofiqi, Vice Chairman of Indonesian Electric Vehicle Association, Periklindo. Thank you very much for being with us today.
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much.